Kevin from Headstone Stories, and we're at Beth Haven Cemetery in Lingleville, Texas. Thomas Lee Eli, age 79, of De Leon, passed away Monday, May 18, 2015, in Temple, Texas. He was born October 14, 1935, in Gorman, Texas, to James Thomas Eli and Emma Estelle Fields. Thomas proudly served in the United States Air Force during the Korean and Vietnam War eras. He was dedicated and determined in his service to our country. He was a retired truck driver, often recognized by the radio handle Frog. He was married to Doris Eli for over 40 years and had lived in De Leon for most of his life. Thomas enjoyed collecting items, drawing cartoons, and spending time with his family. He was a devoted father, grandfather, brother, friend, and neighbor. He was loved by all who knew him, and he will be missed beyond measure. Donald Fincannon died Thursday, April 6, 2000, in Clear Lake Regional Hospital, Webster. He was born December 22nd in 1930 to Pettit. He was a longtime resident of Levelland. He farmed in Cochran and Hockley counties. He also drove a truck. He was a member of the Second Baptist Church and the Levelland Senior Citizens. John D. Fincannon Jr. passed away Friday, January 31, 2014, in Burleson. John was born December 18, 1975, in Dallas to J.D. Sr. and Charlotte Hooks Fincannon. He was raised in Cedar Hill and graduated Cedar Hill class of 1994. John's first love was family, but enjoyed adult powerlifting. He was a member of the NASA Weightlifting Association, holding several state and world records. A memorial stone and bench were placed by his parents, J.D. and Charlotte Fincannon. His actual burial location is in Cato Cemetery in Johnson County, Texas. John Leonard Joe E. Fincannon worked as a farmer and oil field worker. John Leonard, known as Joe E., his name given to him by his cousin Cecil Bostick, died of complications from pneumonia. He also suffered from diabetes. From March 1998 until he went into the hospital, Joe E. spent most of his time in Levelland, Hockley County, Texas, caring for his younger brother, Donald Ray Fincannon, who was undergoing treatments for liver cancer. Donald Ray survived his brother. The inscription on John's headstone reads, "Texas son, veteran, farmer, tool pusher, and a good honest man." The 2-year-old baby daughter of Mr. and Mrs. W.D. Hoover, who live about 3 miles north of town, was drowned Thursday evening by falling in a well. Mr. Hoover was drawing water to water the stock, and the little child, who was standing near, was run into and shoved in the well by a cow in trying to get to the watering trout. The little one was drowned before Mr. Hoover could reach her. Warren died at the age of 82 from sepsemia. After he fell out of bed, he contracted gangrene of the right foot and leg and a fracture of the right hip. Edward Carroll Jones, age 75, peacefully passed away December 7, 2019 at his home. He was born December 22, 1943 in Gorman, Texas, the only child of Marvin Carroll and Marjorie Waldine Perry Jones. Carroll married his loving wife of 54 years, Judith Ann Hill Jones, on September 4, 1965 in Comanche. Carroll lived in Comanche and Erath counties his entire life. He and Judith were longtime members of Double Inn Cowboy Church of Dublin. Carroll served in the National Guard. He was a self-employed farmer and enjoyed working outdoors. Carroll loved woodworking. He was an extremely talented carpenter and used that God-given talent to often do for others. For years, Carroll would hand-make wood teddy bears, rocking chairs for every child born to a family within his church. Each meticulously made chair would have that new child's name carved into it. He also donated many handmade items to West Texas Rehab for their annual fundraising auctions every year. Carroll loved watching rodeos and especially enjoyed the PBR. In his later years, he really enjoyed sitting outside on a pretty afternoon and spending time with his family. Carroll loved peanut butter and could easily consume a large jar within a week. He was a devoted husband, loving father, doting grandfather, and caring neighbor. Carroll was a very attentive grandfather to 3 grandchildren that he and Judith raised. He will be missed by all who knew and loved him. Jeffrey Don Ford went to be with the Lord on Saturday, August 13th, 2022, in Abilene, Texas, after battling a long illness. Jeffrey was born on July 26, 1964, in Midland, Texas, to Jefferson Lamar Ford and Estelle Eli Ford Marshall. He was raised in Midland, Texas, and worked the majority of his adult life in the oil fields of West Texas. If you knew Jeffrey, you were blessed. His love for others was unexplainable. He was a kind and loving father to his daughter Brittany Ford and loving grandfather to his grandson Kai Gomez. Kai was his world and then some. Catherine Estelle Marshall, age 80, passed away on Monday, December 11, 2017. Estelle was born in Gorman, Texas, to the late Emma Estelle and James Thomas Eli. She had many friends and touched people everywhere she went. She was an inspiration to those who knew her. Estelle will be missed, but now she is with her family and friends who have gone on before her. Eugene Dudley Dud Rife. The marker for Dud Rife is handmade from concrete. His great-granddaughter made the stone. His daughter and her family were moving to Texas and wanted to take him with them as he was sick. He wouldn't go unless they took his old mare with him. Dud and his daughter went on the train and the others went by wagon and led the horse. The horse usually walked loose behind the wagon, but in towns they tied the mare to the wagon. Dud didn't live very long after arriving in Texas.